How cool is an AR-15 pistol? I think they're one of the coolest guns out there. Like, definitely, if I had enough money to actually have, like, a giant gun collection, this would be in there. So, let's talk about the pros and cons of AR-15. Should you buy one? My answer is already yes, because I did buy one. Let's start with the bad stuffing and work our way to the good, alright? Let's go with cons. Cons, obviously, shorter barrel. This is a 10-inch. Some guys like the longer barrels for more velocity and things like that. I mean, this works. If you look at this target right here, that smaller group right there, that's a 2 MOA group. You know, that's 2 inches at 100 yards. And the larger group is my friend Garrett's. We went to the range, first time shooting a rifle for him. You know, he had 2 enormous flyers because some of the scope shadow was kind of messing with him a little bit. But once he got his eye in, that one right there is pretty darn close to center. He got closer than I did, and I got to give him props for that. For a new guy doing that, that's pretty good. Now, let's see. Any more cons? Cons, you don't get a buttstock. You know, you can't put a buttstock on a pistol. So you can't shoulder it, but you can have a good cheek weld because it still has a buffer tube, unlike the AK series of pistols. You can't, you know, shoulder a mini Draco or anything like that. Cons, I think the grip is too small. I think that about all ARs. I think you should have a wider grip on there, and you should get rid of this whatever right there, that thing that sticks out and goes between your fingers. That is the most annoying thing about this grip. I might change it or I might leave it. I'm a pretty functional guy. I can usually live with it. Let's see. Sorry, we're in my garage. Got an ant on my zeroing target. As for cons, oh, the round itself. 223-556 is not the largest hard-hitting round in the world. You know, it's not the superpowered behemoth that destroys things in its path. It will kill stuff. But, you know, it's not the most powerful round. So, you know, it's kind of limited by that. I went from, what was it, 55 grain to 62 grain. 62 grain gives me 2 MOA accuracy. 55 grain will open it up to about 3.5. That's just on me. It might be different for your gun, but my gun likes 62 grain ammunition. So that federal stuff is cheap, and it's heavy enough. And let's see. I think that's about it. I think another con for ARs is that it's so modular that you might spend a lot of money. Let's go with some pros, why I like this thing. Alright, as a pro for me, short barrel! I know that was a con before, but I like a short barrel. It just makes it easy to pack away, and you can move it around, do whatever you want with it. Let's see, any other pros? Any other pros? Let's see, I do wish I had a bigger round, so I'm not going to say the ammo is a pro. It's actually a little bit of a con for me, but I'll live with it. A pro is that out of a 10-inch barrel at least, it's accurate. 2 MOA accurate. Another cool thing, as a pro, has a buffer tube. A con, it didn't have a buttstock, but I'll give it some props for having a buffer tube. I can cheek weld it, I can put accessories on it, it just works out. And I'm not a accessory flashy kind of guy. I don't have, you know, Magpul stuff on here, going crazy. I'm a very functional shooter. Another pro is it's got Picatinny rails straight across the top right there. I can put a scope on it and be pretty happy with it. This is a Tasco Bucksite scope, 3x9 power, 40 or 50 millimeter. I don't remember the millimeters part. And just works. I mean, it is a budget scope, so it might move around on you, but after 200 rounds, it's held 0. This is the cool thing about the Picatinny rails in the front. You can literally zip tie a flashlight onto it. Super solid, pointing straight, and you don't even need the rail adapter things. All you do is, can you see it in there? Let's see if I can focus that in. Nope. Make your zip ties go through the indentations in the rail, and it won't move. Another pro about my AR anyway is I have a free-floated handguard. Some of them don't have it free-floated, and free-floating to me is very important. It gives me that accuracy that I really like. As you can tell, I'm a very accurate shooter. I'm not really the close-range, spray and pray kind of guys that you see at the range, all them range ninjas. So pretty much I think the pros outweigh the cons for me. It's more modular, which is good. Not good all the time because it makes you spend money, but good because you can turn the gun into whatever you want. Free-floated, short barrel for maneuverability, has a buffer tube for attaching accessories, extra ammo, whatever you want. It actually even holds my ear protection in there. It fits inside. Everything else is about the same as a regular AR, so if you already have an AR, you already know how to use this thing. So that's my pros and cons, guys, and like I said, we shot American Eagle ammunition. 62 grain out of a 10-inch barrel gave me 2 MOA. Oh, it's a free-floated barrel as well. So if you have one like mine, a 10-inch free-float barrel, give your rifle some heavier ammo and see how it does. Mine does fairly well. That's what I'll leave with you guys. My verdict right here is go get yourself an AR-15 pistol. I think it really outweighs the AK pistols. It just does. It's more modular. You can do more with it. And at my range, they don't even like you firing these things in their rifle range because they don't want you to accidentally hit a wall or something because they think it's super unstable. With a good cheek weld, you're perfectly fine. So I'll leave you guys with that. The only other trick I can show you is how small it gets when broken in half. So I'm going to pause the video, split this thing in half, and come back with it. And we're back, and we've got the glare from the Florida sunlight right there. You know, the only con of the sunshine shade is sometimes it blinds you. But there it is, split in half. It's nearly the same length as my lower, with the buffer tube attached, of course. And it's only a little bit longer than my entire target across. So it's very, very portable. I don't even need this portable backpack case. It actually fits in regular backpacks, like 16-inch backpacks and things like that. This is just what I use when I want to keep it fully assembled. Fully assembled, it's more or less around 27 inches. And that's about the length of a normal AR-15 upper. So one upper of an AR-15, a regular one, carbine or rifle length, is the same length as this whole thing put together. And they do essentially the same job. Not exactly the same, but essentially the same. I don't want any of you guys going in the comments saying, oh, they're totally different, this one does this. Essentially the same. So guys, go out there, seriously, go buy one. If you don't have one already, or if you're thinking about it, just take the plunge. If you don't like it, you can resell it, because at least here in Orlando, the market loves AR-15 pistols. Everyone wants one. So yeah, see you guys later. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.